magic, where magic meets the heart. Command Pod, where the stories unfold, with heroes and villains new and old. Dungeons and Dragons got the word, in the world of EVA we play.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Commander's Pod. I'm your Podfather, Duncan.
I'm Sloan.
And we are Jeffless once more. And boy, he's missing out because we have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, it might be good that we're one person short so we can try to go quicker.
Yeah, maybe. Because we're going over everything that was announced in Magicon Atlanta this past weekend. It was a ton of information, a lot of stuff. So we're going to just jump right into it because we're really worried about how long this one's going to go.
Right.
So they have, first of all, they talked about the sets for next year.
Yes.
We knew about some of them. There are 7 confirmed sets for next year.
Yeah, so 7 in total. I don't have the ability to see into the future. It just happened to basically line up with exactly what I said last week.
Well, you said 8 or 7.
I said it would average out to 7.5, so you could do 8, but I said you could easily make an argument for only doing 7. Now, what I will say is, which we're going to touch bases on, 4 of the 7... Universes Beyond. Yep. A lot of people not happy about this.
Yeah. No.
So we'll get into it in a second. But yeah, so as of right now, officially announced as of today's date, September 29th.
Yep.
Only 7 sets are officially coming out next year.
Well, and I'll just lead off with this. I think they're going to slip in an 8th.
It's very well they could, because they do have, which we'll look at the release dates here. It looks like they have some spaces open for sliding something in somewhere.
Yeah. I think they'll do it trickily. Like, no, we didn't, because they've said they've announced all the sets, but it could be like a commander decks only, like
Right.
a Warhammer thing,
Right.
Or something weird like that, or a half set like Assassin's Creed, or
Yeah, where it's like.
although I don't think they're going to do that ever again.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't well received, so I don't foresee him doing that. So let's jump right into the order, and at first we're just gonna go right through the list and say what they all are, and then we'll kind of touch bases on all of them and say basic information. So we're gonna start off with Lairs Eclipsed, officially January 23rd.
Yep.
Followed by Secrets of Strixhaven, which is going to be 4/26, so exactly almost 3 months after.
Yeah.
Which is April. Followed by Marvel.
Then that's 4 of 26, not on the 26th. I don't
Yeah.
want people getting confused. They haven't
Yeah.
announced the exact date.
Yeah, so it's in the month of April is what they said, not
Yeah.
the date. So followed by Marvel Superheroes, which is going to be June of 26.
Yep.
The Hobbits coming out August of 26, and then Duncan, you can take the rest here.
Reality Fracture is October. Star Trek is November, which we did predict.
Yep.
Based on lots of chatter on the internet, but I'm
Right.
just saying. I said I thought of the 2, Star Wars or Star Trek. It would be that one.
Yep.
And then we have somewhere in there, they haven't said when it will be or what it is, but it is a Universes Beyond set.
Right.
They said they will announce it somewhere between January and April.
Yep.
And I think they will announce it before April. The rumor is they're going to announce it at Comic-Con during a Nickelodeon panel.
Right, which would make sense because we do have knowledge of there being something done with Nickelodeon.
Yep.
We know for a fact something's coming out with them because
Yep.
we've seen blurbs about it.
Yeah,
So-
they did this. Well, the SpongeBob thing was Nickelodeon, so they already have that relationship. But so anyway, that's the rumor, and then the further rumor on that one, just to get that out of the way, is that it's Ninja Turtles.
Right. Very easily could see that because we do have ninjas already in.
Yeah,
Magic.
and there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with Ninja Turtles.
Right, for sure. Shredder is probably like the number one thing that everyone.
I want to see The Last Ronin. That's what I want to
The
see.
Last Ronin would be dope because that's very much the darker side of
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles. A lot of people don't even know what The Last Ronin is in case you're a younger fan that only watches the cartoons, the happy-go-lucky side of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
The Last Ronin's a very, very dark ending to Ninja Turtles, basically.
Yeah.
But it's really cool.
It's like the Dark Knight Returns of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it's very gritty, but it's awesome. And if you don't know who The Last Ronin is, I won't spoil it. Go look it up. It's kind of shocking who The Last Ronin of the Ninja Turtles is.
Yep.
So, but we're going to touch on these real quick, kind of give our feelings on it. So, Lairs, we've known for a while was going to come.
Yeah, and I'm excited to come back to a Magic set.
So, first off, 18 years. That is how long it's been since we have returned to this. So, Lorwyn was officially announced 18 years ago with Shadowmoor, which is its counterpart. So Lorwyn's supposed to be like the happy always bright and sunny Fey side of Shadowmoor, which is the dark, grimmer side of this plane. So they're basically parallels of
Which
each
is
other.
interesting because it's called Lorwyn Eclipsed.
Right. So there's a lot of rumors of what that could possibly mean, what they could be doing with it. We're not sure, but what we do know is that this is the first time we've been back in 18 years, and the big talk right now about this set is the serialized card.
Yep.
So they're bringing it back. It's going to be of 500, and the serialized card is Bitter Bloom Bearer. Jeez Louise, these alliterations are killing me right now. So, for those of you who don't know, very much into the Fae stuff is what Lorwyn was. So a lot of fairy stuff, everything like that. And so the card that they chose being the Bitter Bloom Bearer, it's 2 black, Fairy Rogue, flash flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 blue and black fairy creature token with flying. It's a 1/1 creature. This is very reminiscent of Bitter Blossom.
Yep, it's basically on a flying creature.
It's exactly the same as Bitter, but just on a creature instead.
Yep.
So they did already announce that there's going to be, that's the serialized card. There will be 500 of it. There's a picture. Hopefully Duncan can get it put up behind us. So this is what it looks like. Again, very cool art, very reminiscent of what the set is going to represent. Very Fae-esque. And again, of course, it's a fairy rogue, so that makes sense.
Yep.
But yeah, so this is the first time we're going back in 18 years. To this
that's
point.
crazy.
So a lot of people.
We've been to
excited.
Diamond Area like 5 times, and only,
right, and
it's
we've
nuts.
never returned here ever, ever.
And in fact, we're coming back to Strixhaven, which is only a couple years old, the same year.
2021 is when we were in Strixhaven. And so the lore with Strixhaven is those are the magic schools. So there's 5 magic schools that were set up by the Elder Dragon.
And there is an overarching story to this, as they always have a story.
Yep.
And this is, I guess, there's 4 Strixhaven students that start off on their adventure in Lorwyn. And I guess their path will go through all the sets.
Yeah, and so to give you an idea, so Lorwyn Eclipsed is the name of the Lorwyn set, and then Secrets of Strixhaven. So there's something that's happening there, apparently, that is connecting these things. So
moving on to Strixhaven,
what
I'll say about that is the thing that I think is very interesting, they're going back to novels.
Yes.
There will be a novel that comes out in conjunction with this. So I think that's kind of cool. I think that's something that's been lacking because they've always been like, it's just, the lore's the lore, blah, blah, blah. But I think with all the Universes Beyond sets, they need to kind of ground people back in, no, here's the story, here's what's going on in the regular sets.
And I will say, now, we haven't heard anything in over a year now, I think, about this, but don't forget, too, that there was rumors of Netflix trying to make an animated series about Magic the Gathering.
Well, it wasn't a rumor. They were doing it. They took the guy from the...
Right.
Yeah.
And they had one guy start it, and then they had another guy come in and reset it basically and restart from scratch. So if that's still in the works, that might be why we're seeing this. We're seeing a little bit more heavy themed interaction between these 2 sets and the planes and how they intermingle with each other. That could be why.
I wonder if the problem with that series, by the way, is like, will you guys kill guys off and bring them back so fast? How are we supposed to keep up?
Right. How are we supposed to keep track of this?
And then you got hobbits fighting with superheroes, fighting with Furbies, and
so which we'll get to that later. Yeah. That was not a joke. That is happening. So
Marvel superheroes is after that.
Right. So this is basically where we kind of start lacking in information at this point. So Strixhaven,
they at least have the story. Well, because there's no story on Marvel superheroes too, but it's going to be from throughout Marvel.
Right.
And it says heroes and villains.
Yeah.
Because when I first heard Marvel superheroes, I'm like, and then they'll do a villain set, and I'm like, well, there's villains. Is this it? Is this all we're gonna get?
We have an unannounced set. That could be the villains to the heroes.
Or it could be some other Marvel thing, but I don't see them doing 2 in a year. Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. But Marvel superheroes, my guess is the rest of the Infinity Stones will all come there.
I mean, at least a couple of them, I would say.
I mean, it all depends how many sets they're going to do. But just the fact that they lumped, it's like I figured, they'll do Avengers or they'll do X-Men or Fantastic Four. No, it's just Marvel super. Well, that's very all-encompassing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think with using this more vague term, it does bring into the how deep are they going to pull kind of thing. Because they did give Spider-Man his whole own set. Now, granted, Spider-Man is probably the most beloved Marvel superhero out there. I mean, they've resurgenced his movie series 3 times.
Yeah.
You know, he has a bunch of animated series that people really follow, and he does a lot of crossover with other characters too. Even in the animated series, he did Deadpool, he did Wolverine, he did the Avengers.
I wonder
so
if
he has a lot of crossover.
I wonder if as soon as they found out people weren't happy with Spider-Man, they're like, all right, all the other sets we have, just throw them in one.
Yeah.
Just throw it all together.
Yeah, like
let's just give them everything we got.
We're gonna get to this. It's gonna be like there's 600 new cards because they just.
I don't know about that. They'll take the chaff out that they had. Like they had too much chaff in Spider-Man.
We'll see, but yeah. So we don't really have any more information, more detailed information, I should say, from here on out regarding the rest of what we're gonna go.
Oh, the other thing about whirlwind is I do know there's 4 commander decks for that, so that's.
Yeah, they did. I think they have. Announced for that. Strixhaven, they haven't announced anything yet. Now, Strixhaven, when we were there 4 years ago, did have commander decks. Yeah. So they did have, I think it was 4. It was either 4 or 5. 4. So we don't know if we're going to get 2 commander deck sets back to back. Maybe because they feel bad for like ripping them away from.
Well, I think when you only have 3 non-universe beyond sets, they have to have commander decks.
Yeah,
to me.
Which again, if they do 3 sets of commander decks for this, that also lines up with what I said last week, which is they should do 3 forward commander deck sets next year.
Which they could still then do 2 2 universes beyond, just do 2 decks again if they want. But again, that's silly because how do you play a 4-player pod with 2?
It doesn't make any sense.
After that is the Hobbit. I will say of all the universes beyond, that's the one. It feels good enough to be. Right. It feels close enough. It's magic. It's fantasy. Yeah. It's not.
And this is and we're not going to go over it right now because we're talking about next year's stuff. But this is the same feeling a lot of people have towards Avatar, right? They're like, Avatar, even though it's universes beyond, it's so closely related to magic.
It won't feel as jarring as like throwing in Spider-Man.
Yeah, or Dwight Schrute.
Yeah. Again, we're giving too many spoilers for later.
Hey, listen, we got to foreshadow. We're just doing some sprinkles. But yeah, so the idea of Hobbit, Lord of the Rings did so good. It was so good. It was so good. It was so well done. And there's obviously with all of the Hobbits series as well, there's a lot you can do there. You can focus on, like the younger Bilbo Baggins and the younger Tom Bombadil, younger Gandalf, and all these other characters that were,
Yeah, Tom Bombadil not in the Hobbit.
Yeah. So,
yeah, they can focus on younger ones. But here's what I will tell you they will do. I guarantee this. This is not like a prediction. I am putting my foot down saying this exactly will happen.
Okay.
The One Ring will be reprinted.
All right. So we have a Duncan prediction. The One Ring.
Yep. They'll have to do it as a bonus sheet because they can't make that standard legal. Obviously, that would break standard.
Yeah.
But it will be in there. And there may also be like Orcish Bowmasters and some of the other hits from that set. Right. But the One Ring for sure will be on that bonus
Another
sheet.
Card that I have qualms with because the base version of it is $40.
But again, a reprint would help that.
Exactly. Yeah, which I'm okay with. I don't.
Yeah, I think by the way, the base version's up above that. I think it's like 60 now. But anyway.
Probably because the Soulstone came out.
Yeah.
It's black.
The next set is the final in-universe set for the year, right. And we know nothing about it.
Except it's called Reality Fracture.
Right, and they say something along the lines of it has a villain you have to see to believe or something.
Yeah, so this is coming out in October. So this is usually their horror set. This is
or scary, darker.
Yeah, this is more of like the darker set that they do when it comes to their lineup.
Here's my fear. I don't like the term reality fracture because I feel like, reality fracture. Look, SpongeBob's in regular Magic now.
Yeah, I hope.
Or something stupid like that.
Well, it is in universe, so we know that there shouldn't be any stuff.
I'm just saying they could slip in reprints by doing that.
But here is what could be happening. And my buddy, shout out to him, Kim, said this the other night when we were talking about it. He said that he thinks they're bringing back Nicol Bolas.
I said that too.
Right. And so David also said that because he's like...
I'm the one who said it to David, by the way. He didn't even think of it till I said it.
Right. And because I was talking to him the other day, so that might have been why he said it. But my buddy Kim said it, and I was like, well, what makes you think that? He said, well, because the same magic they used to lock up the Eldrazi's in the lore, the Eldrazi's broke out of, and they came back. Which means, technically, Nicol Bolas should be out too. We just maybe haven't seen him yet. So that is... my buddy's prediction. So my buddy and Duncan and Dave are siding with we might be seeing an Eldrazi Nicol Bolas or something wild.
Watch him come back before that though, and then we're like, okay, this is something else.
Okay, well, this is something else. Then,
it's SpongeBob.
Yeah, God, please don't. So, but yeah, so Reality Fracture is coming out around when they do their scarier, more horror-based set.
Yep.
So there's a chance that we're going to see a little bit more darker planes like they did with Dustborn.
Yep. And then the last one is Star Trek. Now, this one, as a Star Trek fan, I'm very excited for. I don't know that I'm as equally excited for it as a Magic fan because already I'm having, as I said before, I haven't really put Spider-Man in decks.
Right.
It's
pretty jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I will say this. I'm someone that I care more about the functionality of my deck rather than what is on the card, picture-wise or name-wise. So, like, for me personally, that's not something that really bothers me. What I will say that bothers me is when they get a little too ridiculous, i.e. we keep referencing SpongeBob because they made a secret lair. Luckily, no unique cards in it, just reskins.
Right.
But, you know, when you start getting to that, it's just... I guess everyone's kind of complaining about this because again, we have 4 universes beyond compared to 3 in lore.
Yeah, I don't like that split.
Right. No, I don't think
you're getting
really
away
does.
from it being Magic. That's the outlier.
And I think that's more of my
that's the bulk. Magic is now the outlier.
Right.
And Universes Beyond is now the norm, and that's not okay.
And I think
I hope they know that.
And here's the problem because it is owned by a toy manufacturer now.
Yeah.
It is owned by Hasbro, and guess what Hasbro wants? They want money.
Yeah.
And they want it real bad. To the point of where we're getting more Universes Beyond.
But here's what kills me, right?
Yeah.
So we got these IPs, and then we have Magic and we have D&D. Magic and D&D are making all the money. These other IPs are not making any money.
Right.
Let's throw them in Magic. Wait, what? Things that aren't making money, you want to throw them in Magic. I mean, they don't own all these, but I'm saying
yeah. Well, I mean, and it's kind of the idea of if we tag it with something that's really popular, maybe it will be a resurgence, right? So kind of that idea of, let's take, for example, Spider-Man. Or
Spider-Man. Yep, either one.
We're going to put it into Magic. Now our Spider-Man toy sales are going to go up because now you have a Magic card that you can play with.
Well, and also
have the
then
Spider-Man.
in Spider-Man they actually put out toys with a unique art, not a unique card,
but a unique art.
Unique art, and I'm like, that's the slippery slope. I don't like it.
And that's my point, is because again, this is.
And by the way, Jeff was really late to it, but he's like, we got to buy those. I'm like, dude, they already pre-sold out the one that he wanted.
Because, and again, this is Hasbro looking at it and saying, this is a chance for us to get our other areas of our business to make money again.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's where this is coming from. And it does sadden me because, again, we used to, Universes Beyond and Secret Lairs used to be an every once in a while thing. They weren't the main bulk of the cards that were coming out. And now, I mean, we have more Secret Lair cards and more Universes Beyond cards set up for next year than we do in-universe stuff, which is crazy. And again, like you said, it's a little bit saddening because it does feel like we're getting away from Magic and more into the IPs.
But what I do we don't have to use them in Magic, right? I can build a Spider-Man deck.
Yeah.
And fight it against a Wolverine deck or a Deadpool deck. We can do that. So I'm okay with that. But going back to Star Trek, just really briefly, they haven't released a ton of cards for it yet.
Yeah.
But man, the art is epic art. It's there's one Kirk in his chair.
I'll tell you this much. We are going to repeat the Starship and Station mechanic for sure.
Oh yeah, I think that's why they made Edge of Eternities, to build the mechanics so that Star Trek would work.
Right, and
I think they were and plus it was in universe, so it's guys, this is in universe, this is fine. So they got people used to the mechanics,
right?
And then you were used to it already. Look here's Star Trek. Everybody loves Star Trek.
I will say, if that's what they do, and that's what they did in regards to after the math, we get to kind of look into it, and they say, yeah, that's 100% why we did this. at least they're reusing mechanics finally.
Yeah.
Within a year.
Yeah.
This nonsense of not using mechanic for 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 years is like, that's got to stop.
So actually, our friend Swanee was like, "Why don't you do like an episode on each different keyword?" I'm like, "Cause that's all we would do."
Yeah, that's literally that would be 3 weeks worth of episodes.
No, it'd be more than that. It would be
probably.
like, I mean, think about it. Every set has 3 or 4. How many sets have we had over the course of Magic now? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, but
I mean,
remember
there's
the earlier
things.
sets didn't have a lot.
No, they did though. They had banding and flanking and
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're not
shadow and
yeah, they're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Horsemanship.
Yeah.
Horsemanship's classic.
Yeah. Like there's a lot that like they just don't use anymore. So
It's true.
yeah, we could just do that and have a show just about that. I don't think it. But we may do an episode here or there on like a specific mechanic that has a lot of applications.
Right.
How to build a deck around it.
Well, and
things
that's
like
why
that.
I used to do the learning the terms thing, so people can
Yeah.
kind of.
And I told
learn
them that. I said that.
Yeah, so so we do that, but maybe this year we'll maybe do a recap of all the new mechanics that came out with this year specifically at our end of the year show. That
I don't know why we'll never go see him again.
Hey, we're gonna
Except for
we're
Station.
gonna see Station next year. We know it's got to happen. If they
Yeah.
don't put Station in Star Trek, I'm gonna lose.
Here's my only thing.
My mind.
You don't station a starship. You crew a starship. You don't station a planet. You might put a station on a planet. Anyway, I digress.
We digress.
So that's the sets.
Yeah.
We do have the unannounced one. We don't know where in the lineup it goes, although the most likely place is where they said they would announce it. There's 3 months between Lorwyn and Secrets of Strixhaven. Other than that, there's 2 months between Strixhaven and Marvel, 2 months between Marvel and The Hobbit, 2 months between The Hobbit and Reality Fracture, and then only 1 month until Star Trek.
Right.
So they could do it as a, if it's just like
a Christmas set. They could do it.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be Universes Beyond necessarily.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean,
I'll watch them be like, Hasbro toys.
or it'd be like Santa Claus and the elves or something crazy.
Yeah, but that's not Universes Beyond. They don't have to pay for that IP. They can just do that.
They do if they wanted the Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, that
and the Coca-Cola polar bear.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous.
That would be insane. Please don't do that. I'm joking, Hasbro. Don't change your plans.
Yeah,
and
and don't make that. And if that was your plans, change them.
Yeah, and if it is your plan, change it. But yeah, so technically speaking, like you said, the 3-month gap between Lorwyn and Secrets of Strixhaven is kind of the best slot.
But that's where they said they would announce it, so
right.
it doesn't really.
I mean, it could be announced right in February, and then it comes out in March. And then April.
You need time to do the spoilers and.
Do you though?
I mean,
they got 1
that's
month
where
between Reality Fracture and Star Trek.
That's where it would fit best. It will probably end up being between Marvel and The Hobbit, if I had to guess, or between The Hobbit and Reality Fracture.
And I mean, who knows? They might even do
or
it
even the
just
12th
in December. Yeah,
yeah.
just do it in December. So
Yep.
we don't know yet though, but that's as of right now, that's the official lineup for next year from the mouth of the horse.
Yeah. So, all right. Moving on, because we got a lot more to talk about.
Yep.
The next thing they announced at Magicon Atlanta was the Final Fantasy holiday release.
Yes.
So this has a lot of stuff. There are going to be seam boxes. Each will have 6 mechanically unique cards. Mm-hmm. Well, 3 will have 6 mechanically unique cards. And a 4th one that has been unrevealed will have 9 cards. They have not told what its theme is.
Yeah.
They have not shown any of the cards. So that announcement's still to come. Just real quickly, this is the 3 scenes. Final Fantasy 1, Final Fantasy 8, and Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
My initial thought was, well, they're definitely going to do a Final Fantasy 7. And then I realized, wait, the 8, 15, and 1 were ones they didn't focus on for decks or anything for the set.
Yeah, the actual set. Now I will say.
So it's probably one where they haven't done a set.
Now the only thing I would
Like
say
in
that's
the
a
set.
counter argument is that 7 is like the baby. And it being a 9-card scene, that would make sense that they make that 7 because it's the biggest one, and 7 kind of had like the most.
I wonder if they could pull a fast
Fandom.
one and have it be Kingdom Hearts. No, they can't because of Disney. But that would be funny.
That'd be crazy. But yeah, so I could still see it being Final Fantasy 7 because again, that's kind of like the beloved child of that. So we have, and then the other thing they're announcing with it is the Chocobo bundle.
Oh, and by the way, well, before we get into that,
Yeah.
again, I said it, but I want to reiterate it. These are mechanically unique cards.
Yes.
They are not reprints of previous cards from Final Fantasy. They are unique cards, and they will fit together in the scene like we've seen.
Yeah, so if you've ever seen the scene boxes, Spider-Man just did one. I think theirs was 9 cards, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings did 4 scene boxes, and Now their scene boxes, which I don't know if they announced what's coming in these, but their scene
They did.
boxes also had 3 booster packs.
Well, they didn't
cards.
say that.
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
if they said that
with
yet.
the Lord of the Rings one, because I did get one last year for Christmas from my sister. She got it for me. It comes with 3 booster packs, and I actually opened up a One Ring in one of the booster packs.
There you
out of
go.
it. So it came with 3-player booster packs. It came with the 6 art card versions, and then the 6 playable card versions. Were all in the box with the standee for it. So if they repeat what they did with Lord of the Rings, we can expect to see that. And then the other thing they announced is the Chocobo bundle. So this is going to be 10 play boosters, 32 landmark lands, 16 foil, 16 non, 10 Chocobo track foil basic lands, Chocobo reskin Birds of Paradise promo, and 1 of 24 cards from scene boxes plus a bonus card. And then also I believe there's a spin down.
Yeah, there is a spin down too because all the bundles do.
Yep.
Now the bonus card's one of 20 different cards ranging from Choco, Seeker of Paradise, which is like a 50-cent card, to Traveling Chocobo, which is like, I think the base version is 25.
Yes.
And we'll have some cards from the pre-cons, and also the only thing that's not a Final Fantasy card that will be in them, so none of these are reskins, it's actual Final Fantasy cards, except for there will be a Snapcaster Mage. It's not reskin, it's just not specifically Final Fantasy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So with the Final Fantasy set, when they announced it, the holiday release, again, we did look up. When I say we, Duncan did, because I was a little busy today, but Duncan looked up. They didn't officially say if they're doing play boosters or not.
But the stores have been anticipating play boosters. So I think similar to the Lord of the Rings one, they will do that.
Right. So if they follow suit with Lord of the Rings, they will not be reprinting the collectors. They will only be reprinting the play boosters.
And they may change it so that some of these new cards are in there. Not sure.
Yeah,
because they did with the holiday bundle, they put the new cards in there.
Right. So we don't have anything about that. But to the point that we were talking about last week, if you guys listened to the episode about the value of the original Final Fantasy set, again, most of the value from that set was in those Surge foils, special art, alternate art cards that were only available in the collector boosters. So if you're someone who is more Jeff minded, which is all the value of my cards is going to drop, which is going to upset me, even though I'm not going to sell them. If they follow suit, that will not happen because they're not reprinting those collector boosters.
Right.
It would just be the play boosters. So all your Surge foil cards and are still going to hold all their value because they're not going to be reprinted. There's not going to be more of them circulating. So, but again,
they may do more new treatments like they did with Lord of the Rings and okay, now here's a poster version of it.
Right. So, but again, that would technically be different than yours that you have.
Yeah.
So shouldn't hopefully affect the value too much. But again, that is speculation based off what they did with Lord of the Rings. We don't have an official yes or no if that's what's happening.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Now, we'll get into the part that Sloan does not like talking about. Secret Lairs.
All right. Before we start, too many. Stop it. Stop doing
I think you need to stop saying that because you just said that, and
I
what did they
said
do?
it last week.
They said, okay,
Yeah,
you
this
haven't
is like
seen
Neo
anything yet.
Mechanics.
This is the biggest group of Secret Lairs in the shortest amount of time I think they've announced.
Right. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, we are recording this like we do a couple days early. So this is the 29th. And as of today, there was a Secret Lair that dropped today.
Yes.
Then there is a Secret Lair that drops the 13th of October.
Not one.
Then there
is a super drop.
I'm sorry. There is a super drop the 13th. Then there is a super drop the 27th of October.
Yep. And oh, by the way, there's also a Chaos Vault drop somewhere in there.
Right. So before we get to the last set that we know is coming out in November, we have one regular Secret Lair drop and 2 super drops with a potential 3rd Chaos drop before the last set comes out this year.
Yeah.
Which will probably also have Secret Lairs attached to it. Because that's their favorite thing to do now.
Yeah.
Is why sell these cards that we just made in the set we just created when we can do a whole different Secret Lair set drop.
Right.
Sell them there.
Sorry, I just realized I didn't put it in here. There is also a thing they're doing with one of the decks from Final Fantasy. There's going to be a special retooling of that deck.
Oh, a reprint of one of the pre-constructed.
Yeah, I think it's the Cloud one. So they're doing a special thing with that. So
the red, green, white one, I think, is the Cloud one that they made.
Yeah, the equipment one.
Yep.
But anyway, all right. So
here we go.
I'll go down the list and then again we'll go back. Right?
Yeah. We'll do the first
The first,
10-13.
the 10-13 Super Drop.
10-13 Super Drop.
I'll
which
just
is-
list the names and then we'll go back and talk about each one.
And so this is called Secret Scare. Go
Secret
ahead,
Scare. So Jaws, Terror of Amity Island. The Office, Dwight's Destiny. Dreaming Darkly. 2 Iron Maidens. Trick or Treat. 3 Furbies. Not done yet. And an artist series.
7 things they are dropping.
But that's if you don't count the...
Right. I'm just talking about the themes. There are 7 themes.
There's actually, so that makes 8, 9, 10 total drops.
Why? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So we'll start off. Jaws. Now, a lot of people were kind of excited about this because obviously Jaws is very nostalgic for a lot of people.
Yep.
It's an old school movie. It's like one of the original kind
Horror
of
movies.
horror movies that was out there. And for its time, that shark terrified people to the point of no one wanted to go into the ocean.
And so when I first heard of these, I'm like, you know what? The way it was described to me by somebody was, because I read that they were coming out, but this person had gone into more of the details, and they're like, well, there's nothing mechanically unique. Okay, great. That being said, I don't want 10 super drops, but I will take the Iron Maiden ones. Yeah. I'm a metalhead. I will take the Iron Maiden. Yeah. I love Eddie as a character. He looks cool on their album arts. I'm like, I'll take that. But Jaws itself is mechanically unique. The other cards in it are not.
So that was going to be my first qualm, I was going to say. So the whole point of Secret Lairs, at least originally, was for the most part, they were reskins. They were, here are the cards, but we're going to reskin it to bring this character into the lore, quote unquote, but really they're not. It's just a nice way to give people something. So, for example, one of the most famous ones that everyone did it with was Godzilla, right?
Yep.
They did all the Godzillas, and people were like, oh, this is awesome. And the thing was that it was still just a magic card. They just changed the art and the name for Godzilla. You know, Godzilla Mech 10,000 or whatever the other ones were.
Yeah.
The fact that we're starting to get to the point where now you have to buy Secret Lairs potentially because now there's mechanically unique cards, this goes to play into we're getting away from Magic.
Yeah.
We're stepping outside of that realm. And again, I'm not one that will shy away from pointing fingers. This is Hasbro's fault, in my opinion.
Right.
Here's
what I wish they had done. Right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
That when they came out with Magic, it was part of the Deck Master series of games.
Yeah.
They made a vampire game that was similar. They made other games that were in this Deck Master, right?
Right.
But they were individual games in the Deck Master series. Why don't just go back to that? Put these universes beyond in a Deck Master that, sure, it can work with this.
Right.
But it's not this. You can play them together, they work together, but they're separate. Do that. Then you can have 2 different divisions working on 2 different things, and they're not clearly competing. They're working in tandem, and that way, leave us Magic players alone. I love some of the IPs. I love Star Trek, but I would play that game with Star Trek and superheroes, and I want to play Magic with my Magic cards, which I don't know if you get this, but they don't have mechs. They don't have superheroes. They don't have...
Well, they did go to Aether Drift, which did bring in a lot of vehicles and mechs, technically.
I mean, mechs not real, kind of. They're all vehicles.
I will fight you because I have Mech Titan Core, which is literally named Mech Titan.
Oh, which, by the way, I found that token for you.
You found it?
I didn't bring it today. I'll bring it tomorrow.
By the way, that's...
Oh, it's in my card. Just remind me before we leave.
Beautiful. We'll do. Okay.
But anyway.
And that's my qualm, too. Now, I will say, here's the hard thing. As someone who... Obviously, we're both very nerdy. We're both very dorky. We both play a lot of different games, and we have a lot of different hobbies that are very nerd-esque, as you would. There are certain things that I would be okay with coming to, like Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
That's all. In my mind, that works so well.
Yes,
it's
like I said,
scary.
When Lord of the Rings came out, I had no qualms about it at all. I wasn't like, but that's not Magic. It felt like Magic.
It really
Keep
did.
it in there. Love it.
Yeah.
Best set they've ever printed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Best set they have ever printed, including any other set going back to revised.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, it was, and again,
it was complete. It had bangers. It was fun.
Yeah. It was.
Now, before we get too far into this, too, I'm going to point out we are not going down every card in these drops.
No, we're just going to go over.
We will either next week or I guess it would be next week because then the following week will be when it's coming out. Next week we'll go through.
First one.
We will do this Secret Scare Super Drop. We'll go through each card.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what they do.
Yep.
We'll tell you what they are. Okay. But I will tell you that Jaws is mechanically unique.
Just him.
And it's not. I don't think it's that great. I'll just tell you his main thing is when he deals combat damage to a player, he creates that many blood tokens. Blood tokens aren't that good.
No, I think
there's things that care about them. There are things you can do with them. If you treat them like an artifact, you can do some cool things.
Yeah.
But by and of themselves, blood tokens aren't that great.
Yeah.
So not that. But I like Jaws enough that I'm like, you know what? I might get that one too.
Yeah, I haven't seen the art for any of these either. I don't know. Did they ever show the art?
Oh yeah, they showed the art,
Okay.
and it is epic.
Okay.
It's like Jaws is coming up like this, like it's like what you
poster,
want.
yeah.
It's what you want.
Sick. So you have Jaws.
Jaws, yep.
Only unique card in there. The rest are just going to be reskins.
Yep.
Then we have The Office.
The Office, all reskins. First off the bat, they are all reskins.
Only Dwight.
Only Dwight. Yeah.
Now, I get why they did this. Dwight is very dorky in the show. If anyone's ever watched The Office is really good.
Yeah, none of the rest of them would play Magic.
Yeah, but Dwight is very dorky, and so it makes sense that they picked him. And the cards they picked for him are pretty funny, too. I did see some of them.
Swords to Plowshares, he's holding a giant turnip.
So, again, the way they're doing them is tongue-in-cheek kind of funny, and I get it. But at the same time, it's a little jarring that Dwight is going to be your commander.
Yeah.
So... Again,
I don't know how many people are going to do that, but regardless,
yeah.
Even if I saw that, it's like, okay, cute.
Yeah, I get it. But again, all reskins in that one.
Yep.
So no unique cards there. Next
the Iron Maiden. Well, so the rest of them in this Super Scare, Super Drop, no unique cards.
Yeah, no unique for the rest of them. So Dreaming Darkly, I don't even know what this one is.
So they haven't. I didn't get. We'll get into it more next week, but it's just kind of the art style is more like a dark dream.
Okay.
Like.
So more grunge.
Grungy. Well, like something from a dream, like dark colors, kind of mystical kind of feel.
Gotcha.
Iron Maiden.
Okay.
It's Eddie.
Okay.
Iron Maiden Eddie. If anybody's familiar with Iron Maiden, you know Eddie. So the first one is album art, which if you're an Iron Maiden fan, you got to buy it. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I will say this. One of the cool things that old school music vinyls have is that their album covers, and the art for the vinyls, whenever you bought them, was always amazing.
Yeah.
It was always beautiful.
And Eddie was a
done.
character they chose to use on the cover of everything. Like in The Soldier, he's kind of zombie-esque, but he's a soldier, you know. So anyway, it's going to be the album art. So if you're an Iron Maiden fan, that's the one you want. If you're just kind of like, I like Iron Maiden, I like Eddie, I like the art. Let's put it that way. If you're like, I like the art, I'm not so much about Iron Maiden fan. I never had their albums. I don't blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Maybe you only want Eddie Unchained because that's Eddie kind of put into other characters.
Right.
And kind of they name him as if he was Eddie. And you got to get this one if you want the official Iron Maiden Magic card.
There you go.
Because Iron Maiden is a card in Magic, and now we have an Iron Maiden card.
And if you're Duncan, you're going to do what?
Both.
Yeah.
You got to do both. Got to do both. Yeah.
Trick or Treat's the next one that they
so this one it's all about tricks or treats, something that does tricky things or treats somebody.
Yeah.
So that's the theme, and then the art is obviously going to be very Halloween-esque, which we will show you next week.
Yep.
Yep.
And then sadly,
Furby. I mean, I don't know who this is for.
I don't either. So they're doing.
I think the Venn diagram of Magic players and Furby owners is like.
Sliver.
They might touch edges. Like they might just.
So, and the crazy thing is, this one is getting the most. It has three different.
It is cutesy, so I guess the people that like the Bloomberg cutesy art.
Well, but
it
I
is
think
nostalgic.
One of these is like also like horror-ish. Like one of the
the Odd Bodies is.
Yeah, the Odd Bodies is more of like
that's
like
weird.
Gremlins-esque. From what I saw, I only saw a couple of them. I didn't have. Again, I apologize.
So that is very odd.
Yeah.
And the fact that the middle one's called The Gathering, I'm like Furby's The Gathering, like I don't know.
Furbies were a thing when I was a kid. It was like a late '90s kind of trend.
Yep.
Even in the '80s.
Well, I mean, they were banned from the government buildings because the rumor was that they were sending those transmissions that they were recording and stuff. because they would repeat back what you said, and that's like, wait, that's government information. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So the 3 are Duai Nula, which I think is
No idea.
I think it is Furby speak for New Day. That's what I get out of this.
Okay.
Yeah, if you take the
Due Nula.
New Day.
Yeah, New Day. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then there's the Gathering, and then there's the Odd Bodies. And again, we'll get into specifics next week, but I have no interest.
I mean, I have zero.
I have to find out if my
all the
son
way through
has
right
any
now.
interest, because
I hope
I
not.
will put them in his Joda deck that I'm making for him with SpongeBob.
The SpongeBob Joe.
Yeah, it would fit in there.
Yeah, that would make sense for sure.
And he likes the horror games, so the Odd Bodies, he might like that one.
There you go.
But and then the last one is an artist series. It's Kieran Yenner. Now I will tell you, this one is the talk because it has demonic tutor. So the foil demonic tutor, I think the cheapest you can get it now is $50, and this is going to be $40 for the foil, $30 for the non-foil.
So you are.
It is a
making
value,
money. Yeah.
and I really like the art. I think it's cool, so I will probably get that one too. So that is a total of 3 that I will be buying from that.
Yeah, and so this is the one that drops 10/13. So this is
4, because that one, the 2 Eddies and Jaws.
Yeah, the one Iron Man. I counted as one Iron Man. I didn't know
Yeah.
what you meant though. So, but yeah. So in regards to the value and everything, like I said, next week when we go over this, we'll kind of talk about the value of each of them and kind of what you're getting out of it compared to what you're going to pay
Yeah,
for them.
but I will tell you, guaranteed artist series, worth it.
Yeah, 100% just based off of the one card.
Just
alone.
leave one for me. Also, we forgot to talk about this at the top, but it was today the extra life drop.
Yeah, the Play-Doh one.
Once again, they had problems with their website. People had problems checking out. Here's the funny thing. I wanted to get this. I cannot justify to my wife getting this and then 2 weeks buying my other 4 that I want.
Yeah, and
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
that kind of stinks too about this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Play-Doh one was also supposed to be a charity thing.
It's 50% of the proceeds go to the Children's Miracle Network.
Why would you do that and then do a super drop 2 weeks later?
Yeah,
like
because you got to realize people have limited money.
right, like it didn't. This seems like a very
And then 14 days after that, do another super drop.
do another super drop. So
And then the next month, Avatar.
Yeah.
Like they're like, we want all the money.
well, that's not.
We
even
are the
including
New World Order.
The Chaos drop, which might happen between now and
Yeah.
Avatar, also.
Yep.
So you might have 2 super drops and a Chaos drop within 6 weeks. You
Yep.
might have 3.
Yep.
So.
Oh, and the countdown kit also could go in there somewhere.
Yeah.
We don't have a date for the countdown kit.
Which is crazy. So the next super drop that's coming out is 10/27. This is going to be the PlayStation super drop. So
right,
this
the
is
next
gonna
one
be-
after the scare drop.
Yeah, so after the scare drop, this is the next one. So this is going to be The Last of Us.
Okay, well, hold on, because the bad news first. These are all mechanically unique, at least the cards they've released for them. They've released a couple cards for each one, and they're all, or 1 or 2 cards for each one, and they're all mechanically unique.
And again, that's 7. So that's at least 7 to 14 cards if they've only thrown 1 or 2 for each. That's anywhere between 7 and 14 unique cards that are coming out. So it's going to be The Last of Us Part 2, God of War Greek, God of War Norse, Uncharted, Horizon Into the Forbidden West, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. So very good choices as far as I think they hit ones that people will like.
Don't get why we're double dipping in the same game twice. Seems a little silly.
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah. Last of Us and Last of Us 2 and God of War Greek and God of War Norse.
You could have just done each of those as one.
Yep.
And just pick, a
couple cards from each one.
game. I mean, why are we doing it twice?
Because they want all the monies.
That's right. I forgot. Hasbro wants all the monies and they don't care about anything else, which is getting more and more frustrating every time I say it.
Yep.
So we're going to start off the top. The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2. I'm going to clump them together because who cares? I don't. Don't care about either of these. Never played either of the games.
So there are a lot of fans, plus,
I know.
I mean, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
These will be popular. I will have to really look at the cards and see how much I want to play them. I cannot afford, right after buying those other Secret Lairs, to buy 7 more.
Yeah. So here is the thing I will say. I know that The Last of Us has a little bit of a bigger following, whether you know it or not. One of the people who I think was in the actual live action and was a voice actor in the game is one of the main players of a show called Critical Role, which is a D&D campaign which has They're now starting their 4th campaign. Their first campaign was animated and is on Amazon Prime, Legends of Vox Machina. Their second campaign comes out in a month or two. Actually, shortly after I think this drops, their second campaign animated series starts, which is for the Mighty Nine. So one of the characters that's in that show was also a voice actor in here, which does push a little bit more popularity towards this one, I know. Because a lot of people always bring that up and talk about her. Her name's Ashley Johnson, voice actor, very famous voice actor that's in that. So I do know that.
And she was in Star Trek.
And she was in Star Trek. So I do know that there's a little bit of a push for that, too, for this. So if her character is one of the cards they make, I could very easily see this getting bought out a lot because of that character.
Wasn't her character the girl from The Last of Us?
Yeah, I think she's the young girl.
She that's one of the two main characters.
Yeah, but I think she's a different person in the live action.
Oh, okay.
I think in the show because obviously she's older.
Yeah.
So she can't play the little girl. So.
Right.
But yeah, so I could see that very well being.
I think all of these to some degree or another are going to be very popular.
Yeah.
So the God of War Greek, God of War Norse. Actually, even Tanner. I might get Tanner into Magic because of God of War Greek,
I will say,
Norse.
In regards to video games that play into the MTG world, this is a pretty good one because you have gods, which we have in Magic.
Yeah, there's no guns, there's no spaceships, there's no cars, there's no
sick weapons and just a lot of murdering.
Yeah, axes, swords.
Yeah, swords, axes, murdering. He carries around the head of a dude that talks to him. There's a lot of that same kind of Lord of the Rings-esque vibe where it could transition easily.
And here's the problem. There's some cool mechanics. One of the guys from the God of War, I believe it was Greek, is a commander who would be a commander for a god's deck.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So the God of Wars, I can see that being melded into Magic a little bit easier again, just because of where they take place and how they work. Very similar to how Lord of the Rings did. So again, I'm not a huge fan of any of these games. I've never played The Last of Us either part. I've played a little bit of the very original God of War, just a little bit. But I didn't play a whole lot.
Uncharted, though. Oh.
Uncharted's another really big one. Now this one.
Now that was a good game.
Now, but this is a
Those
harder
were good
transition for me. There's guns in there.
Oh yeah, there's guns.
Planes, there's
so let me tell
bombs.
you. I'll just tell you his unique ability. Right. I'm going to give broad strokes. We'll tell the specifics at a later show. Next week is about the scare drop, not this one. So.
Yeah.
He allows you to spend mana as if it was any color if you're casting spells you don't own.
So
Price. He's a better Gonti.
Yeah, he's a better Gonti. That's
because and then at the beginning of your upkeep, everybody reveals a card, and you may cast them as long as they're exiled.
Oh my gosh, that's a better Atali.
Yeah, well, Atali they're free. So
yeah, but Atali you have to attack, and you have to. You know, it's a little bit harder. This one is just he just has to sit there.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't have to do anything. It just happens.
It's like what was the red one? Then it was Duo. Najila, no, I can't remember now. There's a red
Clark.
Clark and the Siri or something like that. Yeah, that one's really good. Put it in that deck, But I think he's 5 color. But anyway, so I mean, really good mechanic. Uncharted, very popular. Horizon Into the Forbidden West. I feel like this one's pushed. I feel like this is one that PlayStation's like, no, it's really popular. It's like. Maybe a little, but compared to these other ones, I feel like it's.
I legitimately have no idea what that game is. I'm trying to think.
Horizon Zero Dawn was the first one.
I think that one I know.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of this one.
Yeah, it was the sequel, and I don't think it was as well received.
Yeah. Again, very easily a sign of Hasbro saying we need to make money off of this. Let's throw it in.
Well, I mean, but they don't own PlayStation.
I mean, who knows?
No, we know. Sony.
Well, I know they don't own PlayStation, but they might have like
the toy rights or something. Right. Yeah.
Again, which I think they do because I've seen like God of War toys, obviously, and figurines and stuff like that. I think they are manufactured by Hasbro, so that could be why.
But the Ghost of Tsushima, that game. Oh, was that
this
good?
Was like the Ninja Samurai game?
Yeah. And you could ride on horses, and it had a lot going on, and oh man, was that a good game. Yeah,
I could see that very easily melding with Kawajima, the set that came out for Magic, obviously.
Kamigawa.
God, why do I always say Kawajima? I don't know why I say that. Kawagama set, which was one of my favorites.
Kamigawa.
whatever. Kamigawa.
And there were more than one set from it, but the most recent one was Kamigawa Neon Dynasty.
Yes.
That was the one they did just a few years ago.
Yes.
That was like the cyberpunk version.
Yeah.
Which, again, it was a little more futuristic, but they did it in a way it didn't feel jarring.
Yeah,
so
right.
The reality chip.
That's where some of the mechs actually came from, was from that set.
I think the one that's broken, the blue-white, I can't remember his name.
Oh, Shiotani.
Yeah, he's broken.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he is a CADH commander. He was the first vehicle that you could have be your commander.
Yep. So that's the PlayStation Super Drop. That one is going to hurt a lot of pockets.
Yeah, again, 10/27. So that's the one that's in 4 weeks.
I mean, maybe I can scrape together enough to buy the Super Drop of the unfoil version or something.
I mean, I will say, I think your best bet for this one, if you really want to get most of them, is if you can get the bundle.
Yeah.
Because when they did it for Final Fantasy, you saved like a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like an insane amount of money. It was cheaper than trying to pick and choose a couple.
Yep.
Because I think it was 200 or something like that.
Yeah, but I will tell you, like, the art styles on The Last of Us is still close enough to Magic that I'm not as jarred.
It's just, again, that The Last of Us is more modern, so you have the guns.
Yep.
And, so it's a little...
But they've been very careful not to make gun cards in Magic. I don't know if you've noticed that. There are no gun cards in Magic at all.
Yeah. Which I think is more because of they don't want it to feel like it isn't family friendly, but then they have like an undead Lich Queen that murders people and then brings them back to life. So I don't know how a gun's any worse than that, but you do you.
You have an Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whatever, man.
Black Vice.
Use your logic however you wish, I guess.
Yeah. Altars.
Yeah, literally altars where you sacrifice creatures to get a benefit out of them.
All right. We're almost there. We're in the home stretch.
We're coming down. We're rounding the corner. We can see the finish line.
Yep.
We're almost there.
All right. So there were 2 Chaos Super Drops, or not Super Drops. There were 2 Chaos Drops.
Yes.
I'll do the second one first because the first one I think less people know about. So they're doing another countdown kit. And the first one they did was for the 30th anniversary. They did the 30 cards, I think it was, counting down to the 30th anniversary.
Right.
And that was one that sold out immediately online. Like, it was just gone. I went on to buy it, and it's, no, sir, you may not have it.
And I think these ones are a little bit more, right? They're not your...
Oh, no, this is 26 cards. The last one had 30, and it was $150.
Right.
So
yeah.
I would expect it to be around that same price.
Right. So this isn't going to be like these other ones where it's either $30 or $40. If you're going to get this one, it's going to be in the 100-plus range, more likely than not. And again, because they haven't done this in a while, I think, right?
Yeah.
Since that one.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
This is the only one they've done like that where it's that many cards.
Yeah. So this is Encyclopedia, A to Z.
Yep.
And I guess the theme is, what Duncan said is, the cards are going to start with the letter.
And they announced SD and SL and D for Secret Lair drop.
Yeah.
Llanowar Elves was S. L. Llanowar Elves was S.
Silent S, baby. Don't forget it.
Yeah. Llanowar Elves was L.
Yeah.
Soul Ring was S, and honestly, I did not like the art on the Soul Ring. The Llanowar was fine.
Sad because Soul Ring,
it was just way out
I
there.
mean, that's a great choice for sure. Like,
Yeah.
and if you're talking about the Encyclopedia of Magic, Soul Ring is the card for S. I don't think you can.
But the exciting one was D, was Demonic Consultation. That's a very good reprint.
Yeah, that's and they did.
I think it's $11 right now.
Because they did a reprint in Final Fantasy.
Yep.
So that helped drop it down a little bit.
Yep.
So.
But I love the art on that one. I'll put it behind us because it is it's a demon doing therapy, like emotional therapy for some guy lying on a cot.
Which, again, well done.
Yeah. Like, that's a good interpretation of demonic consultation.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's pretty sick.
So that is the news. Like, that was so much stuff they were. I mean,
well, and one more thing. We
didn't finish because I skipped it. Yeah,
we skipped it. So the last thing that they announced is they're doing another Secret Lair deck.
Yeah,
but
it's a Chaos Vault deck.
It's a Chaos Vault deck, and they're doing it for Dan.
Yeah.
Which you newer Magic players don't know who this is, but Duncan, go ahead and tell us.
So Dan was a card that was very popular in Modern, I guess, or maybe Standard at the time. I'm not sure, but it was back in the day. They have not printed this thing in forever. But the Dan deck is a Dan deck. And what I mean by that is there was a fan format called Dan that was made by fans.
Yep.
Unlike any other form of Magic. You make an 80-card deck. Usually 11 of the cards were Dan-Dans.
Yeah.
And it's a one communal deck.
Right.
I don't know how many players. I didn't get into that much of the rules. I think I might get it just because that's a cool version of Magic to try.
Yeah, because
even if it's only 2-player, it's like you share a deck. It's like, hey, you want to play Dan?
So I think the whole point of it was it was like kind of like Go Fish, where you're drawing cards and you wanted to get the Dan.
Yeah.
And that's part.
But there was some other card that comboed with it or something.
There was for it. So, but just so you know, if memory serves me correctly, because I looked it up earlier, I don't have it here. I apologize, but I think 5th edition was the last time.
Yeah,
this
it was.
printed.
Yep, 5th edition.
So we haven't seen this card since 5th edition. So we're getting reprints that we haven't seen in a while recently in some of these things, which people are excited about. Some people not so much.
Yeah,
we'll see how what pans out with it. But yeah, this hasn't been printed since 5th edition.
Right.
So, but yeah, so that is all of the news.
All the news. So just real quick, we already kind of talked about your thoughts on the Secret Lair, but the thing I want to point out, if you take all the cards from all the things we mentioned and put them in a pile, the pile of non-MTG stuff is like this.
Yeah.
And the pile of MTG stuff is like that.
Yeah. I mean...
And I'm talking about like IPs versus non-IPs.
Right. And this comes back...
I mean, let's include The Hobbit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now we're at the right level.
Right. I mean, this goes back to what we talked about last week on the episode. This is fatigue. This is insane. There is so much happening in just this short span between Spider-Man and Avatar.
Think about this time next year.
And I will say this too. We talked about this on last week's episode about how not only is there fatigue because of how much they're dropping. Again, for most of us here on the show, specifically with the Secret Lair stuff, because they're dropping so much of it and they keep adding unique cards, so you kind of feel forced to buy it. Furthermore, just the pricing that's happening with some of this stuff. Now, again, it's a year plus away, but I'm assuming Star Trek is not going to be MSRP. I am assuming... No,
it's going to be like Avatar or Spider-Man.
Or Spider-Man. And Jeff said this, and I know that he kind of walked back a little bit when he said, well, unless they do Star Trek, then I'm just going to buy everything. I don't care how much it costs. I urge you to try to show restraint if you can. I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds like it's a double standard. I personally, and the guys know this, I will not be buying any Avatar stuff if it is grossly overpriced. One, can't really afford to do it, but two, I don't want to encourage Hasbro to keep doing this. We got to stop. I get that they're printing a lot of stuff we love, and they're kind of getting us with that nostalgia hook, and I get that you feel like you're going to miss out if you don't buy it. I get it, guys. But if we keep buying stuff at $1,000+,
I mean,
it's not going to go down.
It is very obvious because, by the way, that Dan deck will probably be at least $200 for the deck.
And they did that with the Everyone's Invited. It was
which nobody wanted. It's still sitting there.
Yeah.
It's not even low stock.
Yeah.
It's still sitting there.
And again,
which good for you guys. Don't buy it just to buy it.
Yeah, I mean, the Spider-Man stuff did drop. We saw it start dropping significantly because people were doing openings, and I don't know if.
Well, that's because they didn't like the set. You know what I mean? It's not just fatigue. It's also because that was. I like the set. I bought a Play Booster box. I didn't open it online because I wanted it right then and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought a Play Booster box after the Collector Booster box. I bought 2 pre-release kits.
But I will say the overall value, though, when you look at that collector's box, most of the people that were opening... Now, again, we did talk about this last week. Again, I'll reiterate. Duncan did say they don't really count. A lot of the cards are only $1 or $2 when they do their count. They're only counting like the $10+ cards. But the value wasn't really there. And I don't know if this is Hasbro trying to say, well, if we just put it out there for whatever, and then the aftermarket sells it for $1,000, who cares? Like... We don't care.
I mean, here's the thing. It is very clear they are trying to squeeze us for every penny they can get.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not even like really holding back.
Yeah, they kind of stopped hiding behind the veil, as it were.
Yeah. They are trying to get every single penny out of us that they can. If they could legally, they would, as you come into the shop, pick you up and shake you and see what drops out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just... Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
That being said, buy what you like, but don't feel forced to buy the stuff.
Yeah. I know it's hard, guys. I know it's going to be frustrating because you're going to feel like you're missing out. You're going to feel like, well, if I don't get it, I'll never have a chance to get it again. Singles do exist. They do come out in singles. People will eventually sell their singles. We have friends that bought the Secret Lairs, and then they turned out, they're like, you know what, I'm not going to use this. And they resold it to somebody else for same value they bought it for, regardless of what it, So, I mean, yes, there's other ways to get the cards, but ultimately at the end of the day, if we keep allowing them to think that we're going to buy everything they throw out there at the highest price they keep throwing.
They're just going to keep pushing it. And which they did. Last year they put out 12 sets. Not everything sold. They're like, all right, we'll do 8.
Yep.
And now with the next year they're doing 7. But again, I'm betting they're going to slip in an 8.
Yeah, they're going to. I think
they're going to play that line and see where you're willing to be, and then they'll be like, okay, there you go. They're going to sit at the maximum amount that they can take from you.
Yep.
And it's not good.
So, I mean, I know it's going to be hard, guys, but try to show restraint. I know my buddy's really, he's probably going to go all the Final Fantasy stuff again. Again, that's all he really cares about is Final Fantasy. Now, if they don't do any FF7 stuff, that might
change his mind.
Yeah, it might temper him a little bit.
I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, they have the deck. They have the deck alone. Yeah. He'll probably buy that new deck.
Yeah, he'll probably buy that for sure. But yeah, so I mean, I get it, guys. I know it's hard. I mean, if you can show restraint, if you can be, I get some of you guys do have the expendable income. You can buy whatever you want. So, I mean, take that for what you will. I know that everyone's different. Everyone's conscious pulls them a different way. So I'll let that sit with you as it is. But just know, all your decks that you currently have still work right now. They don't need this stuff to work.
Yeah.
They are working just fine as they are, and remember that.
And if they don't, you can still fix it with the cards there are right now.
That already exist.
Yeah.
That are already out there. So, but
yeah, this was a nutty one. This is a lot of stuff. If we had to do this like every month, I don't think I'd do this podcast anymore.
Yeah, I think we'd be fatigued.
Yeah, I'm out. But we'll see. Sloan, where can they find us?
Well, they can find us at youtube.com/commanderspod. They can email us, cast@commanderspod.com. They can visit our website, commanderspod.com. If they would like to support us, patreon.com/commanderspod. Love to be able to get more equipment to provide you guys with better shows and hopefully get some more deck stuff on here as well as more gameplay on here for you guys. Lastly, if you want to listen to us, any of your streaming websites, Spotify, Audible, iHeartRadio, Apple, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, and etc. are all available. If you are not aware, we do also a video podcast, so this is also available on YouTube for the video format, so you can see our beautiful faces and not see Jeff's face.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bonus this week anyway. If you're like, normally I don't watch, but this week you could because Jeff's not here.
And if you've never watched before and you want to know what we look like and see if we're anything close to the picture you imagine in your head, go ahead and
Which we won't be.
Nope, not even close. Probably way off from what you thought.
Yep.
But Duncan, sign us off, sir.
As always, play bold, swing wide, and don't forget to pay the one.